The Utah Golf Association is pleased to honor amateur golfer Doug Marriott as the 2019 Utah Senior Open honoree. Welcome to the 2019 Doug Marriott Utah Senior Open Banquet. I'm ABC4 Sports Director Wesley Ruff. Not only has Doug Marriott made his home at Provost Riverside Country Club with nearly 20 club championships throughout his playing career, but he's also at home at the top of the leaderboard of UGA championships, some of them in the same year, regardless of the age division. Once described by a golf writer as a, quote, grim-faced 17-year-old from Columbia Country Club, end quote, Marriott has been winning championships and taking on all competitors, and each of them will tell you that he is as pleasant, quiet, and humble as can be, while he's beating you at every turn.
I think my attitude has always been to win. I always felt that I had capability, if I could keep it together, to win a lot of tournaments. And so I have just tried to keep that attitude, never give up, and if I have a bad hole, birdie the next hole.
Doug just keeps plugging along. He can play, as good now as he did when he was 40. So he could beat me golfing now, but I definitely can beat him fishing.
I remember Doug set up, he kept on asking me, you want to play golf? You want to play golf? And as a college athlete, you're pretty busy. And finally we set it up and my dad came out, and man, you could feel when you stepped on that first tee how bad Doug wanted to beat everybody in the group. And Doug's just a humble, kind, faithful guy. But when you get him on a golf course, he wants to step on your throat. And I love that about Doug. I love playing somebody that wants to compete and wants to win that bad. So I think he beat me that day. I don't know if he beat my dad, but he definitely writes down every Miller he's beat.
I have fond memories of competing against Doug Marriott here at Riverside Country Club in various competitions, most of them being our coveted club championship that everybody wanted to be part of and to win. And in those competitions, one thing I learned with playing against Doug was that he was a competitor. He would play hard on every shot, and every shot mattered to him. It didn't matter whether he was shooting 70 or whether he was shooting 81. Each shot counted, and he was never out of a competition.
Doug's always been just a very cordial, just a great guy, fun to play golf with. We used to play a lot of 8-man team matches together, and he and I were usually paired together to play another club. He's got a little bit different swing, and people look at him and think, oh, this will be an easy match, but he's a competitor and just a perfect gentleman on the golf course and a lot of fun to have around.
Doug Marriott was always a good player. He was a great player back when I first met Doug, and he's still a great player today. As a freshman coming in, you're always kind of measuring yourself up to the other recruits. And Doug had this unique swing, I thought was a little unique, where he kind of laid it off and on the downswing and set it in the slot, but it was very repetitive, and he hit the ball very solid and was a good ball striker, even at that time. Doug and I had our moments competing against one another, and we had a lot of fun at it. We always had respect for one another, our abilities and our games. Doug, even at that age, I could sense had his priorities always set right.
He just loves to play, he loves to compete, and he's, and I say compete, it doesn't, whether he's playing, he's not a gambler, he's like a milkshake or $1, but that's about it. But he just loves to go play golf and loves to compete and takes on the golf course. And it doesn't matter whether he knows the golf course well or not. I've seen him go play golf courses that he really hasn't played that much and just plays well because it's tee to green, and that's his game.
I love to compete now as much as I did 50 years ago. And it's still there, and I love it. Golf is a great game.
A stickler for proper play and obeying the rules of the game, integrity is a hallmark and a defining character of Marriott's life.
His integrity is above reproach. We need more of that type of player out there playing in our golf events. Also, if I happen to be lucky enough to beat him once or twice, he was always the first one over to congratulate me. And you know what? I learned that you can be a good winner and you can be a good loser. And Doug was both of those at times. And hopefully I learned from him in that regard.
In order to really enjoy the game of golf as an amateur and be able to feel good about yourself, you have to have good integrity and know that if you do something wrong, you're going to call it on yourself. And I've tried to do that over the years, and it hasn't happened many times, but when it has, I felt good about it. And that's what golf is, a game of good integrity, and I think that's important.
As a friend to the UGA, to Riverside Country Club, and to BYU Golf, Marriott is quick to lend support and quick to offer advice gained from years of competition and from years of being in the celebrity golf business with World Golf Hall of Famer Johnny Miller.
Well, I was doing a lot of corporate outings, and Doug wanted to be involved with, as a team, the two of us, and celebrity golf was a good idea. We did some outings, and Doug did a good job there making it happen. And those were good times for us. It really was good times.
Well, it's great having Doug around. I mean, he can tell us about our past players. He can help us connect, because Cougar Day, our fundraiser we bring all of our past players back. And so he knows all those guys, and he can help us kind of tell some stories about them. So it's fantastic having Doug around the program.
With honor and integrity, Doug Marriott has a mantle full of championship trophies and a place on the Mount Rushmore of Utah golf. As a lifelong champion amateur golfer, Doug Marriott is recognized as the 2019 Utah Senior Open honoree.
Doug is a true friend, and I am so happy that he has received this honor here today. I'd just like to stress 3 points about Doug Marriott: his competitiveness, his sportsmanship, and his integrity to the game. And we can all learn a lot from that. And I know I learned a lot from Doug. And congratulations, Doug, on a great honor here tonight.
He's just a good friend. He's a good person, righteous person, and good family man. Good example for me to be around, and we get along really well, never have a disagreement, and so I'm so happy for him. He deserves any honor he gets in golf. You know, he's won all these tournaments. I think he's got 20-something club championships, and won the, you know, out of the senior events and the state events. And so Doug, nice going. It's going to be a good night for you. You deserve it.